guys, welcome back. I am so happy you're here. Today we are talking about something that gets us fired up and we're so excited about. Yes, it's true, we are very excited about doing a budget. We love budgeting in our house, you guys. It's the thing that will set you free. What's up, tribe? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Okay, so we know that we're not going to get any kind of traction whatsoever with our finances if we don't do our budget. So the whole purpose of shooting these videos is to help encourage you guys, holds us accountable, and it kind of makes us feel like we're doing this thing together, which is exactly what we want. We don't want to feel like we're in this alone, having to navigate this whole world of budgeting. Guys, it's like losing weight, right? You set out with the best intentions, but unless you actually write it down, the plan fails and it doesn't work. So that's not what we want today. In case you're new to this channel, welcome. We post brand new videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So be sure to subscribe. Okay, you all, so now we get to the fun part, the details, the juicy tidbits of doing a budget. So I thought I'd switch it around in this video and just talk to you about step by step. There's 5 steps with 2 prep steps that you need for every single budget. And then I thought I would insert footage from our own budget so that you can actually see what it looks like. I just thought that would be a way more effective way of doing this. So let's get started. Okay, so the first 2 pre-steps that you want to do prior to the 5 main steps to doing your budget is you want to write down your bills on a monthly calendar. It could be any calendar. I am using just the pack from our download, our full budget download. I will put that link down below in the description box. But it's so helpful, especially if you're visual. My husband is not. He's completely mental in a good way. And I am visual. So I have got to see, like, how does our month look on a calendar in the whole view? So we write all of our bills down on a calendar, and that just helps me to know what days each bill is coming out. You can do this, you can color code them if you want to, by utilities or by groceries or by cash envelopes that you will be funding. You can do whatever you want here. We just keep ours very basic. I just need to know what days the bills are coming out. Okay, and then the next thing you want to do is use the savings tracker. It could be anything, you guys, but this little jar that comes in our printable pack is such a great visual for any goal that you want. It could be a big goal, it could be a little goal. You could have lots of these if you want to. This month we sat down and we thought, man, we haven't gotten away as a family in a long time. So we, as a family goal, want to go stay in an Airbnb and for the weekend. So 2 nights, 3 days, and our little family of 5, we all want to get away together. So that is roughly going to cost $300, and we were able to sell some things this month, which is an exciting way to do extras in your budget, just to look around your house, see what things you don't need, what things you haven't worn. Guys, that's whole other future videos we're gonna get into, but just look around, look at the stuff you don't need, and then sell it. Make a quick buck, and that is helping fund this extra family getaway. Okay, now you're getting into the meat and potatoes of how to do a budget every single month. This is how we do it, guys. So we know that your budget is going to look different based on your lifestyle, based on your income, based on where you live, right? You guys know we spend a lot of money in gas. It's ridiculous. Oregon is expensive. We cannot pump our own gas to save money. Housing also here is very expensive. If you want an affordable place to live, probably Oregon is not it. So there is that. So it just depends on your lifestyle. We have a very clean diet without a whole lot of processed foods. So our food budget goes up. We don't eat 1,000% organic. Whatever Costco carries, that's what we get in organic, basically. So, our food budget is higher than most. So just take that into consideration. Incomes vary. We are not disclosing income, guys. It's just my husband was never comfortable with that. So I am choosing to respect his wishes, and we are leaving our income just covered. But we're sharing the rest of our numbers, okay? Okay, so number one, you want to close out the previous month. So you want to go back through, gather all your receipts, write them down in your expense tracker. Guys, this is the key to actually sticking to a budget, because without this, the intentions are good, but it's just a plan, right? It's just a plan that stays in your head or on paper, but unless you actually write down what you're spending every month, you will not succeed at this. There's just no way, because then you have no way of tracking your spending or, being able to correct that. So you want to take your receipts and you want to write down all of your expenses. I didn't have fancy highlighters. I only have one yellow highlighter, but if you have more than one highlighter, this is a great opportunity to go through and highlight those line items that, like grocery would be like a green highlighter, and you can just highlight all your grocery items, or however you want to segment that so that you can add up those sections and close out your budget for the month. Okay, next up is your monthly expenses. So you're going to write down this is just a bird's eye view on your month. What does it look like? What are your bills? What is your income? And you're going to write it all down, okay? So then the goal of this monthly expenses form is to come to a zero-based budget. So you're going to take your income minus all the different categories, and you're going to come up with a total, and you want to be in the positive with that total. And then this will also help you to see how much money you have left over to either fund an emergency fund or pay off extra debt or whatever it is that you want to do. But you want that to be a zero at the bottom. Once you take your income minus your expenses, you want to spend everything on paper, and then you want that to be a big old zero at the bottom of your budget, okay? That's the whole point, so that you're being so intentional with your money that you are spending every dollar on paper. Because what happens if we don't spend every dollar on paper? Like squirrel. All of these opportunities to spend money happens unless we spend it on paper first. So that is the goal. It's we are very particular with this. Okay, so then we did our big monthly view. The next step is to fill out your paycheck to paycheck trackers. So this was designed by us, you guys, because my husband doesn't need, he can mentally compartmentalize what bills are due when, and I'm like, just give me the paycheck. When we get paid, what is due that paycheck? That's what I want to see. I told you I was visual. And so we created this, and it's so awesome because you can just write down your paycheck, the amount, and then the bills. You'll have to know your due dates. But I promise you guys, you do this one time and it makes every month going forward so much easier. You'll just copy and paste it, and all you have to do is change your amounts. So you'll write down, get all your due dates for your bills. If it's your first time, write them down on a piece of paper, and then assign them per paycheck, okay? Then you're just gonna list the item and the amount under that paycheck, and then you're gonna total it, okay? Makes sense? Hopefully it does. Step number 4, you're going to want to write down your debts. So you're going to use the debt snowball form, and you're going to want to write down your debts smallest to largest. So this would be debt like your student loan or a car payment or a credit card, and you're going to keep track of them on this form. Now the whole point of this form, you guys, is to write them down and be able to keep track of your momentum as you're paying them off. It's just an extra fire in your belly to be like, yeah, I threw an extra $100 at that Visa card this month, and it feels so good. So you can keep track of it here. So this is a great form for actually gaining traction to get out of debt. Now the fun part happens. So step number 5 is you actually get to do the cash envelopes. This is the most fun I have with budgeting, and why I look forward to doing it every single month. So if you're not currently on cash, try this method, you guys. It is such a great visual of only spending the cash that you have, that you budgeted for, that you set aside in an envelope. And anyway, it's so great. So the cash envelope form is just set up super simple. You just list your cash envelopes that you're funding. If you're not funding any, don't worry, you will get there, I promise. Outside of extras, we are funding gas and we are funding groceries. So that's always cash envelopes. We always take cash with us to the stores because it helps us stick to a budget. We know when that money is gone, or it's gonna have to come from another envelope, which I do not recommend at all, because you do it once and it leads into other things, and then it just blows your budget really fast. So don't do that. Anyway, so you'll list your cash envelopes, and then we have a tally form that is so cool. So it helps you figure out what denominations of money you want. So like our groceries, we spend $1,200 a month in groceries. We want 12 $100 bills. So we can write that down. And for gas, how we want that tally. Our kids earn money, so they get paid in 5s and 1s. So this is a great way for us to keep track of those tally marks. Then we add that together to double check. And then the bottom of the form is used to keep track of, we used to write this on just like a Post-it, and it looked hideous. And it was kind of embarrassing just a little bit because there were scratch marks and everything, and we would share it with the teller. And so now this is just a pretty way of cutting out the bottom of the form to slip to the teller so that they know, hey, they need 4 50s and they need 18 20s or whatever. And then you'll put the amount there too, so that your brains and the teller's brain are on the same wavelength. It just simplifies the whole process. This form, you guys, is our best seller on our website, and it just goes together with cash envelopes perfectly. So I'm excited for you to try it if you don't. If you do the cash envelope system, shout it out. Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, and then number 6 is to simply stuff your cash envelopes. Again, so fun. So fun to do this. We have laminated cash envelopes that we use, and so we'll go to the bank, we'll get our cash, we come home, and we will stuff those envelopes. Look for those videos on our channel. You can Google or search them for our channel, just cash stuffing envelopes, and we show you the process of how that's done. It's extremely satisfying, and those videos are so addicting and motivating to watch. So spill the beans, you guys. What is your favorite way to do a budget? Go ahead, shout it out, leave it down below in the comments. So if you're a little queasy about doing a budget this month, especially planning for March, this video is a tad late being posted, but as you're planning for March, if it just makes that pit in your stomach be like, ugh, I promise you it will set you free to do a budget, and you don't have to be queasy. It doesn't have to make you sick to your stomach. Our job is to try and create tools that make it easier for you guys and actually make budgeting fun. It should be fun. It shouldn't be this terrible work. So if you're looking for tools to help you out, we've created some forms to get you started. All you gotta do is just join my email list. They're awesome. You guys, they're awesome. Our freebies are so cool. So I will leave the link to join our newsletter down below. Once you join our newsletter list, you'll start getting these freebies automatically, and then you'll actually get a mini budget form after a couple days. So that is worth it in and of itself. If you just don't know where to start, but you need a place, start there. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is an absolute pleasure to do this budgeting thing, to live this life with you. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, and please remember, we are not striving for perfection, but simplified progress.